good time to be a homeowner. Muskegon is awesome because you get a little bit of everything. We're right here we're close to the lake. We're right here, so our views are awesome. We have the city that's coming up it's building up within the city. A lot of new businesses, a lot of new buildings being built. If you want a little bit of the country scene, we still have that, but yet you're 5 minutes away from, a shopping place or, groceries, but still can be secluded a little bit from, if you're not liking the city life, you go out to Fruitport and get a little country style, but yet, you got everything right here. It's always a good time to be a homeowner.
Out a little bit. Mario had Antonio's. He said, hey, if you want my recipes, let's do something. I'm right over here. Add a scoop and a half of sauce. We don't use any sugar to sweeten it. We use basil to help as a natural sweetener. And this is our cheese blend. Mozzarella, provolone cheese, and Romano cheese all in here. Making the all-meat pizza. We first started making it with ham. And then we tried it with capicola, and really got stuck with the capicola with it. Because capicola is just, it's one of the best meats we've got. 12 minutes-ish, 10 to 12 minutes, I would say. Throw it right down on the brick. Get it nice and crisped up. All the pizzas going out are nice and crispy for you guys. All the pizza's good, we're gonna get a nice and crisp sound.
Moved from an unbelievable upset between Big Rapids and Whitehall, and now for the third straight season, we are back. Big Rapids and Whitehall, and KLLB Media is back to bring a broadcast of an unbelievable playoff game. But now we are joined with a new face, Fred Ingles. How's it going, Fred?
Great. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. It makes me feel like a kid again. Well, and a young adult anyway. But, talk about ideal conditions right now. This is Friday night football at its best. Not just the matchup, but the weather conditions. It's at 47 degrees right now, clear skies, very little wind, turf field. There's no excuses right now for guys not playing big. And this is where it's time to do it right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And for Whitehall, Fred, tell us about the resume. Right, 3 losses in the regular season, 2, in the first few weeks against some powerhouses in Division 4. So tell us about the resume.
Well, the situation is with them is they had to end up playing Portland basically because of a forfeit by I believe Grant, right? So they ended up playing a team that was really overwhelmed them a little bit. Yep. They were banged up. Whitehall still a little banged up. I'm really concerned about a guy named Connor Nash, who is a big-time lineman, one of their best linemen on offense and defense. I hear he's out.
Yep, he is out. So it's going to be Ian Hansen, the senior, 71. He's going to take the spot on defense and offense. So, that's really going to be a big part in the run game because they had Connor Nash at left guard and then another all-conference guy and Jack Ambrose on left tackle. That was kind of their 1-2 punch. So it'll be interesting to see how that bodes for them.
Well, they still have their quarterback, Cam Thompson. And then, folks, if you haven't seen him or if you haven't heard about this guy, where have you been? Because he is everything that you want in a quarterback. Even though he says he's a receiver, he's playing quarterback this year, and he's playing it well.
Yeah, and Cam, we were talking about it in the pregame or the pre-week preparation. He reminds you of Jared Goff?
Well, Jared Goff in this sense, when Jared was in high school, I was lucky enough to follow him out in California, Marin Catholic School, about 700 students, small school. He was a man-child in that. He was oversized compared to all the opponents he played. But he also had this poise, and that's what I see with Cam. He sees the field very well. Especially I noticed in that touchdown, he had a 90-yard interception return last week, and he knew exactly where he wanted to go. He saw the field. He had plotted his route, and while it was a circuitous route, he did a great job of scoring a 90-yard touchdown. That's on defense. But on offense, he can pass the ball. He only passed the ball 3 times, 3 for 3. I noticed also he kind of likes that little jump pass too.
Yeah, I mean he's an all-state basketball player 3 straight times, and he's going to Western Michigan to play both football and basketball. So maybe that comes a little bit from his basketball side as well.
Well, I saw Western Michigan last night. They could use a quarterback. I know he's probably going to go as a receiver, but Western Michigan's going to get a fine young man in Cam Thompson. But then the running backs. This guy. Tell me about him.
Yeah, so Gavin Craner, he's nursing a knee injury, but that did not stop him last week against Forest Hills Eastern, going for about 150 yards and a key touchdown with about 11 seconds left in the game that kind of propelled Whitehall into the kind of upset victory last week, and now they're here.
I noticed with him though, he's a wrestler, all-state wrestler, I believe.
Yeah, he's committed to Central for
and
wrestling.
in Central.
Well,
not only that, but he looks to hit people. I see it a lot of high school kids. They kind of come up and absorb the hit. This guy hits first, asks questions later. He's going to hurt some defenders today.
Yeah, and Craner, he's not just a power back either. He's explosive. I remember watching and broadcasting the Oak Ridge game when they played Oak Ridge back in week 5, I believe. He scored a 91-yard touchdown. He found the hole, and he found a burst of speed, and he's explosive as well. He's not just a power back. Yeah,
they also have a great receiver, also on defensive end in Anderson.
Corday Anderson. Yep, he has 4 sacks on the year. He's an all-state, or he's an all-conference tight end, but an all-conference D end too. So he's an all-conference on both sides of the ball, which is super impressive.
In the offense, look, these guys have been around. Both teams have been experienced now. They've been at this level 3 years in a row. So this game's not going to be too big for them. It's a matter of just executing, and it always comes down to what?
Penalties and turnovers.
Penalties and turnovers. And both teams last week took advantage of turnovers in order to get their win. Big Rapids beat Ludington, the only team that have matched opponents with.
Common opponents, yep.
Common opponents. It was Whitehall winning big over Ludington, like 43-17 or something like that. Big Rapids last week in the district barely got out through with a 28-21 victory. Ironically, it's the same score that Whitehall won.
Yeah. And in that game, Big Rapids gave up 300-plus passing yards. So that's kind of going to be the story outside of penalties and turnovers. Can they defend the pass? Can they learn from their mistakes last week and contain Thompson? Because even though he liked to run it last week, he can throw the ball and he can burn you deep.
What I'm surprised about was I'm watching that they really, Whitehall, the Vikings really extend their receivers out. I mean, almost to the sidelines.
Yeah.
They really use the whole field in that veer offense where they kind of like to do with a little play option inside. Look at this, look at that. Where's the shell kind of game. It takes some time to do that. You have to have time to be able to fake a handoff, do this, and still then have Cam have time to go out and look for a receiver. When they're out that far, that's even more for him to have to look and find. So we'll see if they can get that passing game, because I'm telling you, last week I saw Connor Nash and Ambrose work together in tandem and at the left guard and left tackle, and I'm telling you, they cross-blocked a lot, and they just blew people out. They're blowing holes away. I don't know if they can do that in this game, especially with Connor Nash out.
And Connor Nash isn't just the only injury that Whitehall faces. Ryan Goodrich, who leads the team in tackles, tied to lead the team in tackles through only 6 games. And then he was out for the year with a knee injury. And he was also the backup running back. And now the backup running back who had to step up is Nate Betts, who also scored a big-time touchdown last week. Whitehall's going to have to rely on both of those guys, especially with Craner still nursing a knee injury. How do you think Whitehall's going to use that 2 running back system?
Well, I think they're going to just have to do more passing in order to give everybody a little bit more of a break. I mean, this is 3 passes is just not going to do it, especially as Miles said. Big Rapids gave up 300 yards passing last week to Ludington. I think coaches know all about it. I mean, look, these coaches know their players. They've got tape on all these guys. They know what happened last week. They see what was working. There's not going to be too many surprises here. It's a matter of execution, and as we talked about, penalties and turnovers. But, I think it's just going to have to be a matter of knowing who you are, staying who you are, and if it doesn't work, continue doing it. Don't panic. They fell down. Vikings were down 14-0, were they not? They were down 14-0 last week. They didn't panic. Of course, they were helped by a last-second, first-half 90-yard interception by Cam Thompson that gave them a lot of momentum for halftime. But they were down 14-0, and they did not panic. Nope. And I think that's the thing here is know who you are, understand how mature a team you are. You've seen it all. You've come back from behind. You've dominated before. You've done all kind of ways to win a game. Don't be freaked out by how this is going in the first half. It's usually the fourth quarter where the winners are decided.
Yep, and defensively for Whitehall, their ability to stack the box, they're aggressive. They can stack the box and they can read what the offense is doing. I know in the Forest Hills game, their quarterback for Forest Hills, he did a lot of designed QB runs in the first half. He did the same in the second half, and then Whitehall kind of stopped that. They didn't give up. They only gave up one touchdown after that. So I feel like if Whitehall can pose the same defensive threat in this game, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, and the same thing with Coach Selzer from Big Rapids. He uses a 4-3 defense as opposed to a 3-4 defense. They've got some linebackers that are strong and healthy, and they're going to be big, and they're going to be blitzing. They like to blitz. Remember, I told you, they like to blitz. We'll see how much they do that tonight.
There you have it, guys. Penalties and turnovers is the key to the game. We're going to take a break, and we will be right back.
Rally got the West Michigan.
No ball. Just roll out a little bit. Mario had Antonio's. He said, hey, if you want my recipes, let's do something. Come right over here. I have a scoop and a half of sauce. We don't use any sugar to sweeten it. We use basil to help as a natural sweetener. And this is our cheese blend. Mozzarella, provolone cheese, and Romano cheese all in here. Making the all-meat pizza. We first started making it with ham, and then we tried it with capicola, and really got stuck with the capicola with it, because capicola is just, it's one of the best meats we've got. 12 minutes-ish, 10 to 12 minutes, I would say. Throw it right down on the brick. Get it nice and crisped up. All the pizzas going out are nice and crispy for you guys. All the pizza's good when you get a nice and crisp sound.
Good time to be a homeowner.
Guys watching, due to the MHSA rules, this is audio only. Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium for the district final with Big Rapids and Whitehall.
The fans finally showed up, Miles. I would say in the visitor side, all of the Vikings, I would say it's about 90% filled.
Yeah. Yep.
They were slow arriving, but they got here. The directions were terrible, by the way, and we got here in time. Interesting, they're on this turf field, especially now with ideal conditions out there. I always thought it made you a little faster.
Yeah.
And if you're not used to it, you might be fooled by the speed. And that's what I'm hoping that the Vikings understand, that this stuff, it makes you a little faster, and they may not realize just how fast some of these guys are when they're going out for passes or so forth. It takes a little bit of time to adjust, even if you've played it a couple of times this year. That turf field it's a track meet, I'll tell you.
And as we talked about in the pregame, Gavin Craner's 90-yard run was on turf. So he could, in Belding, I believe, which he transferred from 2 years ago, has a turf field. So he may be ready for that. But we are here and ready to kick this thing off. It's going to be Big Rapids back deep to return this thing. With freshman Judd Musk.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a part of the story too. His second game here?
Yep.
Second game kicking. Field goals, maybe, I don't know. We're going to see a field goal attempt?
I honestly don't think so. Whitehall had their shot last game to kick a kind of a chip shot, but they decided to go for it. It worked out for them, so we'll see.
Yeah.
It's going to be number 6 on the return. And he takes it just across the 30 while missing a tackler, and that's a pretty good return, Fred.
Yeah, that's a good field position. And now what the Vikings have to do is just understand they've got a short side over here. They're probably going to, you're on the, what is it, in our it's a left hash mark, so it's going to be a different field position to start things off.
That was Wyatt Skira on the return. Cole Haste is going to be the guy for the Cardinals, along with his big back, Jack Bowman.
They got 3 receivers out on the right side.
Haste to give to Bowman. And stopped immediately by that Whitehall defense. And as we talked about, Fred, Corday Anderson, the all-conference DN, gets there and stops him in his tracks.
Corday Anderson on the tackle for the Vikings. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 after no gain.
Ballard does get a lot of work.
Yep.
Foster's the impact guy. Ballard is the workhorse.
Yep. 1 receiver split out wide. 2 backs aside of Haste. Haste takes a snap to give. And again, stopped after a few yards, and that sets up a 3rd and medium for the Cardinals.
That was Garrett Foster on that run. Again, they're sticking to kind of in between tackles so far. I appreciate that because I don't know. Vikings are going to have to contain the outside. They're going to have to make the edge, These guys get outside, they can run, they can go a long ways.
Empty backfield, 5 receivers split out wide. Haste the lone guy. Haste takes a snap, looks right, fires, caught, but short of the first down, and Whitehall is going to get a big first stop to open up this ball game.
Great gang tackling there. I saw 4 Vikings on top of that. It didn't surprise anybody. It was a quick, short pass, a little cut into the middle of the field, but that was sniffed out really well. That was a very impressive stop right there. They knew what they were going to do. They were going to see Ballard, they were going to see Foster, and they're going to see Heiss passing. And they saw all 3 and responded to all of those and gave up nothing.
4th and 2. The punt is away. It's a little squibber and rolls out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Boy, that is in great field position now for the Vikings here. And again, with a banged-up offensive line, we'll see how much protection they're going to give Cam Thompson, how much of a hole they're going to open up for the running backs. But this is on the 30. This is ready to put it right on the 40, I believe.
Right on the 40.
Wow. That's great.
Near midfield, Thompson. The guys from Whitehall trot out to the 40.
Look at that wide spread. Boy, they are out wide out.
4 wide. We got motion from Osborne. Thompson takes a snap. It's a give to Betts. Betts up the middle for 3. Leads the Vikings with a 2nd and 7.
Okay. It's kind of like a heavyweight fight. Everyone's just kind of walking around, sniffing each other out, feeling each other out. A little tap-tap here. No big home run hits, of course, this early.
2nd and 7. Thompson, another give. Outside zone to Betts. Betts cuts it upfield. Betts first down. The Vikings have it across midfield.
On the right side, that's not normally their favorite side to run, is it?
No.
No. So that was a very nice sweep out there. Nice run.
And we'll see. We'll see if the injury to Connor Nash affects what side they run here. Of course, we had Nash at left guard and Ambrose at left tackle.
Yeah.
Both all-conference guys. 1st and 10, cross midfield. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Thompson takes a snap. It's a fake. Play action. Thompson rolls left. Still looking. Thompson rolls back right. Firing deep.
Flag on the play.
Oh! On the tip. And if the play stands,
That
it's
is
going to be a
inbounds.
big-time game.
Referees are signaling it is inbounds. There's a flag down. There might be some holding going on because there's so much work to keep Cam protected as he was roaming around. Thought he was Lamar Jackson there or something. He really, you see, and that's what I was talking about. See, he looked so poised there. He was under fire. He didn't seem to, he kept his eyes down the field. He wasn't worried so much about the defenders. He was looking for his receivers, and that's big time quarterbacking right there.
And I think some of that comes from being a basketball player as well. At Whitehall, they kind of run their offense through him, and oftentimes he has the ball in big moments.
Yeah, good.
But it is going to be a penalty against Whitehall.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Penalties.
It's going to be holding.
Yeah.
That wipes out the big game and sets Whitehall back to a 1st and 20.
Well, let's see what they're made of.
Back near the 40. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Osborne with the motion. Thompson, give to Betts. Betts sees an opening. Keeps the legs turning up near midfield. Eventually taken down at the 48-yard line.
Betts getting most of the handoffs so far.
Yep. And we seen that early in the Forest Hills Eastern game. We saw Betts get a lot of the first quarter carries. Maybe they're being conservative with Craner and that knee injury. 2nd and 15. Thompson takes the snap.
Oh.
Looks right. Fires. Airmails it out of bounds.
There's a look like a little bit of mishandling of the snap there. It looked like I wasn't sure if Thompson didn't get the snap from the center or something there. He was definitely not in a clean, I thought he was trying to hand off, to tell you the truth. And I think that because of that mishandling, he just decided to throw it. I think that was on purpose throwing it out of bounds.
3rd and 15. Thompson, play action, drops back to pass, steps up, fires. Caught! Hunter Osborne! Up across the 30 and marched down at the 24-yard line.
Wow. 2 jumping. Thompson jump pass and then a jump catch. Now, this was, the guy wasn't that far open. That was a target. That was on target, and it was the only place he could throw it was up, and he got the high point of that ball and made the catch and went down immediately. But that's a big time.
1st and 10. Thompson takes a snap again. It's a give to the right side, and that's Craner's first carry. Gavin Craner marked at the 20-yard line. Gain of 3.
That was they were on the what, the 45-yard line on there, and then now down at the 20.
It's an explosive offense, Fred.
That's great. I'm impressed.
2nd and 7. 3 receivers to the left. Anderson out to the right. Thompson takes the snap. Give to Craner. Craner fires his way up the middle for another gain of 3.
On the right side again, going off the right side again.
And we kind of seen that style of run you were talking about in pregame from Craner. He's not afraid to run into somebody.
I'm telling you, he still thinks he's wrestling. Of course, with left guard Ian Hansen subbing for Connor Nash. Seems like they're trying to stress the right side now.
Yep. 3rd and manageable. Thompson, read option. Thompson jukes the guy. It's going to be short of the first down, however.
Tripped up by number 2, Garrett Foster.
See now, a
It is going
kicker.
to be a first down.
A kicker.
First down.
Oh, they got the first down.
By Thompson.
Thompson got it.
Just enough to pick up first down, and now it's first
Looks like first and 10.
First and 10 in the red zone.
There we go. Be a hero.
6:28 to play in the first quarter. Got Brock Morningstar in as a blocking back. 2 receivers, 1 to the right. Thompson give to Craner.
There's that veer offense again, that option, crisscrossing. There was nice blocking there on the left side. Hanson, center, Jason Jeffries.
Looks like they gained the top 3 there. 2nd and 7. Whitehall.
2nd and 7. 5:55 with the clock rolling in the first quarter. 3 receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Motion from Osborne. Thompson, jet sweep. Ball is fumbled on the ground.
Cam's got it, I believe. Had a good bounce. Got a good bounce on that one.
Backfield recovered by Thompson.
That he was very fortunate. That thing bounced up like a basketball. He was able to recover it. Lost a couple of yards, I believe.
In that first drive against Forest Hills Eastern last week, a similar thing happened between Thompson and Osborne with a fumble. That unfortunately for them went the other way. 3rd and 10. Thompson rolls left, looks left. Now right. Gets it off with a flag. Incomplete. A flag on the play.
We will see. Now, there was some celebration by the Cardinals, but
Flag on the play.
there might have been some face mask here.
Initially, that's kind of what I was looking at as well.
I mean, they had 3 defenders on him. He was not being protected. It was, a fire drill for him. Referee's taking some time here. This is a big play.
Yep.
I mean, look, we got a freshman kicker in his 2nd game. I just don't see them going for a field goal here. It's 3rd and 10. Oh, they're gonna
wave it off.
See, yeah, that's good. Well, I guess it's good. They're going to be able to play it over again. I think there was. There's probably some holding
Intentional grounding on Whitehall.
Okay, so it's going to be intentional grounding call on Thompson.
It'll be a replay of 3rd and 10. Whitehall.
And that gives the Vikings another unsportsmanlike. Okay, gives the Vikings another chance here on 3rd down. They converted a 3rd and 15 earlier in the drive.
What, on the 12-yard line?
Yep. Thompson, motion from Morningstar. Thompson takes the snap. It's a give to Craner. Craner cuts it back inside and stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Not much there.
Before Gavin Craner on the carry.
Okay.
And that poses a decision for...
I think they're bringing him out.
For Big Rapids.
They're bringing him out. All right. Dare to be great. Judd Musk.
Worked out for the Vikings.
Looks like it's going to be about a 28-yarder.
Wait a minute. Is that him?
45, Judd Musk.
Yep.
Okay. I thought I saw 15. I went, Cam Thompson with a hold.
Snap is good. Musk up and good.
Yes, sir.
And the Vikings take a 3-0 lead to start this ball game with 4:18 left in the first quarter.
Freshman looking pretty calm under fire right there. That's a good kick. I bet he's been practicing a lot more this week than he has any other week.
So far,
that was impressive.
We've seen drives from both squads so far. What are your initial takeaways?
Well, I think the Vikings are doing exactly what they want.
Yep.
They're giving the ball to both receivers. I think Nate Betts got most of the work there, but Craner got it. They threw that 35-yard pass was the big deal.
Yep.
And again, we're talking about Cam Thompson's poise. There's a mishandle of a couple of balls. He was able to recover without giving up the ball. So, you know, it's as Ray was written. Now, you get down to the red zone, there's a lot less room down there.
And in a game with so many injuries for Whitehall, you're going to need guys to step up.
Freshman Judd Musk, only his second game, gives the Vikings a 3-0 lead with his first field goal of his career.
Yeah, yep.
That's a big one. You're in the district finals and you're going, yeah, first quarter, I guess I'll start it off with a field goal.
Musk
I think that's who I am.
Yeah, there you go. 4:18 in the first quarter. Musk kicks it off deep.
Down to the 5.
Recovered. Skira finds a lane. Another great return by this Big Rapids.
Nice tackle by Ian Hansen, though. Ian Hansen came over and just wrapped him around himself around the runner. Good play, but 35-yard line. Now let's see what the Cardinals have thought about here, because they were 3 and out on their first series. They didn't do anything exotic,
right?
And they didn't get anything done. Here we go. On the left hash mark.
Pace takes a snap. Looks right. It's a screen. Caught, but smothered by this Vikings defense. That's going to be Morningstar and Anderson.
And a 2-yard loss. They didn't fool him a bit.
Nope.
Again, you know, these guys have played 10 games. There's a lot of footage on this.
Yeah.
And all these coaches exchange footage. They know what they're seeing, expect.
And this Whitehall defense, they're playing with energy.
Yeah,
They're here. And Morningstar is one of the guys, along with a few others, who were here last year, when they got upset. So they're hungry. They are hungry. So they're coming with energy.
Wow, they got one wide receiver out here, way out.
Under center, snap. It's a handoff up the middle for about 2. Gets him back to the line of scrimmage. That sets up a 3rd and long.
So we've got about 3:20 left in this first quarter. 3-0 Vikings. Right now with this 3rd and 9, Cardinals got to establish something here. They're not showing a lot of, as you say, a lot of energy.
Yep. 3rd and 9, 3 minutes with the clock rolling. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Sends his running back out wide as well.
5
Pace.
receivers.
Looks underneath.
Oh!
Is intercepted. No.
No. That was a bad pass.
Yep.
That was not a good pass. It was behind this intended receiver. And the Vikings weren't even expecting to get a chance for it. Kind of like, what? Hey, there's a ball here.
In haste, as we talked about pregame, polished quarterback, but this is his first year. This is his first year at the helm. So maybe he's nervous a little bit. We'll see how the game progresses.
Well, this is a kid they say grew up as a quarterback. He's not played nothing but quarterback in his, even in Pop Warner and all. So he's comfortable as a quarterback, but that was not a good throw.
Thompson calls a fair catch, and it's going to be another great
36.
field position.
36, 35-yard line of their own.
Yep.
2:40 left, first quarter, 3-0. Vikings get another try.
They have an opportunity here to push us to a two-possession game.
This could put Cardinals on their heels for sure. Remember now, Cardinals gave up 300 yards passing last week to Ludington. And we saw that nice 35-yard pass there. Up top is still a viable option.
Yep. 1st and 10. Thompson drops back. Thompson looks deep,
Oh.
and he goes down. This Cardinals defense.
Okay, there was some standing around there by the offensive lineman.
Max Bowman gets home with the pressure. Brings Thompson down.
Yeah, that was not well blocked, but you got to give that guy credit. He went through with a lot of guys to get to him.
And Thompson initially looked for the screen, saw that it wasn't there, then looked deep. Betts in at running back. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Motion from Osborne. Thompson is to keeper. Now an option to Osborne. Gets a few But that leaves us Vikings with a 3rd and long.
Now, let me ask you now. That's a pitch wide out. Do they do that much? Do they go outside a lot?
Not much.
Make the corners?
Not much. We see a lot of the read options with Thompson,
Yes.
but not much, read options and then another option.
That's a pitch. That was intended to go outside. Well, here we have 3rd and 12 now at the 34-yard line. So let's see his arm.
3 receivers set out wide to the right, 1 to the left. Thompson drops back, looks right. Thompson steps up. Thompson moves right. Thompson
There
still
he is.
looking.
He's
still
open.
looking. Finally throws it.
was
Caught. It's
open.
Anderson, the all-conference tight end, playing like a receiver tonight.
Corday Anderson. Again, Cam running, finding some room to be able to continue the play. He had shed his pocket, and he kept waiting. Corday was not really open for a while. He waited for him to get open, made a beautiful pass. This guy's Cam Thompson still pressing me.
And we broadcast the game back in week 1 with Whitehall and Unity Christian. The difference between Camden Thompson week 1 and Camden Thompson in district final, miles difference.
Right, you were saying, now that's a good run up there in the middle by.
Crater at the carry, Whitehall.
That was Craner right there, wasn't it? That was what, 9 yards, 8 yards? No, they're pushing him back. That was a 6-yard gain by Garner, right up the middle. Again, before we get too crazy here, Thompson was a wide receiver last year, right?
Yeah.
So, he's learning every game.
Thompson takes the snap. It's a give himself. He keeps it and stuffed right in the backfield. That's Max Bowman again. 2 TFLs, 1 sack, and now puts Whitehall in a 3rd and long again.
It's going to be 3rd and 9, Whitehall.
We're seeing a little bit of everything here on this play, on this drive. A couple of sacks, nice pass, good run. Right now it's a 3rd and 9.
The Vikings 2 for 3 on 3rd down. Thompson low snap, picks it up, fires, caught. That's English. Just short of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, that was the only option he had though, because he was getting some heat again. Good pass.
Down number 14 for Big Rapids.
He's hitting his guys in stride. That's so important. They're not waiting for the pass. They're in stride, and he's hitting them right there. But
End of 1. The score of 3-0 Whitehall. Why don't you say, Fred, take a little break?
sure.
We're going to take a break. We will be right back.
Good time to be home. Muskegon is awesome because you get a little bit of everything. We're right here we're close to the lake. We're right here, so our views are awesome. We have the city that's coming up it's building up within the city. A lot of new businesses, a lot of new buildings being built. If you want a little bit of the country scene, we still have that, but yet you're 5 minutes away from, a shopping place or, groceries, but still can be secluded a little bit from, if you're not liking the city life, you go out to Fruitport and get a little country style, but yet, you got everything right here. It's always a good time to be a homeowner.
Super good.
Yeah, I would say.
We are back at Big Rapids in the score of 3-0 Whitehall. And Whitehall is threatening. Let's go.
4th and 2, they're going for it. Start of the second quarter, 4th and 2 at the 32-yard line. Shotgun.
Craner to the back. Thompson. Gift to Craner. Firing. He's going to be short.
Did not get it. All right, well, look. Good stop on the part of the Cardinals, but you know what? This is where they started their field position the first two series, and they haven't moved the ball, so it's not as serious. It's not like they got,
Right.
deep in their own territory here. They still got 56, 50, or 60 some yards, yeah.
Yep. And we can already see that kind of energy transfer to the Cardinals team. I mean, Max Bowman was kind of the guy who kind of started that all with that
That's
sack.
it. We talked at the start of the game that they like to blitz, and we're seeing it.
Yep.
He's the guy.
1st and 10. It's going to be a screen.
Uh-oh,
And then
trick
a fake.
play.
It's a trick. Just over his head. A flea flicker as much.
He was 10, 15 yards open,
Unbelievable.
but that's not the quarterback throwing it.
Nope.
So how often do you trust your quarterback, your non-quarterback to throw
I
35, 40 yards?
I think it's worth a shot, though.
Well, it opens up the field, hopefully, for him. I think that's one of the things that Coach Seltzer is trying to do for the Cardinals, is trying to make sure that, heck, we're not just diving in between tackles here. We got a passing game, too.
they coulda-
I got to admit, that was very brave at this time.
Yep.
You got a shot.
2nd and 10. Haste along with 2 running backs. We got motion. Motion to the right. Haste is going to be a give up the middle. Gain about 2. This Whitehall run defense is standing tall.
Foster on the carry. Short gain for the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's Foster. They're a big guy.
5-yard line to the 36.
This guy's 200 pounds.
Yep.
He can go through the middle and not
Stop for Whitehall.
Yeah.
get a scratch.
3rd and 7.
Garrett Foster
Him and
had 2
Craner.
interceptions in the game last week for
Yep.
the Cardinals.
Him and Craner are kind of similar backs.
Yeah.
But now it's 3rd and 7.
Man in motion. Now they're changing the play. 3rd and 7, they're changing the play here. They're seeing something.
Haste drops back, rolls left. Still looking left. Fires.
They
Complete.
completed that.
1st down. Cardinals.
Nice pass. Completion number 8. Liam McLaughlin.
And Fred, I'm already seeing the same kind of offense as Whitehall seen last year.
Yes,
That's exactly what Big Rapids did in the playoff game a season ago.
Well, that was a good catch. He had a dive down low, and he was the only guy that was going to catch that ball. That's for sure. It was good coverage. It was low, and the guy came back, dove for it, made a good catch. Give him credit. 1st and 10, 45. 3-0. Vikings.
Haste looks to pass again. Just over his head and out of reach. It's tipped back, and a late flag. Super late flag.
Now, wait a minute here.
Flag on the play.
2 defenders made great plays on that. I didn't see that being pass interference whatsoever. He was up in the air.
Not really sure what the call was. I mean,
Maybe-
the dude who threw the flag was right there, so he
Yeah.
must have saw something.
If something, but I thought both of the defenders were going for the ball. They have just as much right to go for the ball as the receivers. They weren't impeding the receiver.
It's going to be a
Okay, unsportsmanlike perhaps.
I think that might have been targeting, Fred.
Calls personal foul on Whitehall.
Personal foul.
All right. They were going for the ball.
Yep.
Both of them. They didn't even think about that receiver. The ball was up for grabs. It was a high, soft, fluffy pass.
So I'm assuming there was contact to the head.
Yeah. Wow.
And that moves the ball across midfield, and that converts the 3rd down. At the 40, Big Rapids
Full
knocking
house.
on the door
Full house.
to get to Foss. No, it's a pitch.
Very nice.
Fooled me, Fred. Fooled me.
Jack Bowman on
The reason that I think he was intended to go outside, but the Vikings did a great job of containing the edge and forced him to get back inside to the line, and then there was plenty of help as well. So that was, again, holding the edge is a big deal.
It's going to be a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. Just under 10 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Trips right, trips left. Pullman goes left.
Yep, 5 man out for a passing.
Haste on a little check down. 1st down, Big Rapids.
I'm not sure if the Vikings are ready to cover 5 receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I got you. You take him. I got him. It looked like it was a little slow in deciding who was covered there, and they took advantage of it. It was a quick play. It was a first and 10. I mean, at the 30-yard line.
And with the lack of personnel for Whitehall, it's kind of tricky.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
First and 10. Hayes takes a snap. Takes it himself up the middle. Trips up for about a 3-yard gain.
Quarterback keeper, Heist. Number 20,
Nice.
Hunter Peterson.
Yeah, about 3.
On stop for the Vikings.
Reminder to our audience, this is a radio style broadcast, only audio. As per MHSA rules, we are not allowed to
Ball's placed on the
record the game.
2nd and 7, Big Rapids.
2nd and 7.
At the 27. All right. I'm surprised I saw guys go in.
Heist.
Nice
Under
tackle.
duress. Sacked. It's Corday Anderson. 5th sack of the year. And that backs this Cardinals defense all the way back to the 35-yard line.
Almost untouched. I think they want to put a guy on that number 10.
Yeah.
He's pretty speedy. He's pretty quick, too. Athletic.
Anderson coming in at 6'4", 220. Also has caught a pass in this game for a big first down.
That's a big play. That puts them at 3rd and 17 at their own 37 now. 8 minutes left, 3-0 yet Vikings.
That's athletic.
He
3rd and
towered
17.
over it. Oh, here we go, a little reverse, and that works. Good play. Good play, Cardinals. That was a good play with the receiver coming inside of the quarterback, between the lineman and the quarterback, and he just kind of tossed it in misdirection. That was a good play. Give him credit. 25-yard line.
And that sets up the Cardinals for a 4th and manageable. They're not back deep. They're not faced with a punt situation. It's 4th and 5. And they have the opportunity to pick it up. It's going to be a check down, incomplete. Morningstar on the coverage.
They held.
Intended for Foster.
Nice pass intended for number 2.
Boy, that sack was important, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They were looking like they were moving the ball pretty well, and then boom, shut that down.
And Morningstar, who is a all-conference edge, is kind of a hybrid linebacker. He was in coverage there and interrupted the pass. Vikings with 7 all-conference players.
First team.
First team
Yeah.
all-conference. First
Well.
and 10 at the 25.
Nice start. Shotgun. Oh, again, the
Fumble
misplay.
snap. It's going to be
Recovered.
jumped on by Osborne.
Okay, that snaps have been pretty low.
Yep.
They're down near his knees and down to his belt line there, and I think Cam might have even taken his eyes off it a little bit, but so far, teammates have been helping each other out here.
And Jeffrey, the center, he's an all-conference guy as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he can get back to a rhythm here.
We're talking about turnovers. We have not had a turnover so far.
Yep.
Knock on for Micah here.
Penalties, however.
Yes, penalties of cost.
2nd and 12. Motion to the right of Veer. Speed option. Thompson's going to take it himself.
Nothing there. He was trying to stretch the field there, but it just wasn't there. Their Cardinals are following that right down the line.
100%.
Number 20, Seth Perdue on the tackle for Big Rapids.
Well, 3rd and 12. All right. You don't want to get too crazy here because you're down in your own side of the field at the the 24-yard line. So you don't want to get too crazy. Might just want to work for field possession right now, don't you think?
Timeout Cardinals.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think that's what the coach is talking about right now.
We're going to stay here. 5:59 left to go in the half. And Fred, we've seen Whitehall convert these 3rd downs, but you almost feel like they gotta get themselves out of this territory where they're backed into 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15.
text,
Well, I
email,
agree.
online,
But again,
mobile app.
you know, they've had some problems with the snap.
Yep.
This is no time to get too aggressive.
Especially with how your defense
You
is
want
playing.
to you
right?
want to get. This is a field position issue right now, as far as I'm concerned. You want to get down. If you get it, great. Get the kick. We've seen so far the Cardinals have not been able to move the ball more than 40 yards at the maximum on their drive so far in their 3 drives. The last thing you want is a turnover down here.
Right.
Now, do you want to give Thompson a chance to throw it? Okay, I wouldn't mind that. Why not? But you better make sure that snap is true.
Yep.
It's still Jason Jeffries at center here, and I don't say, I'm not putting it on him. I'm just saying that it's issues somewhere between the center and the quarterback.
Right. 4 receivers. Motion from Osborne. Thompson takes the snap. Thompson, play action. Got his receiver. That's Anderson again. And this guy is all over the place tonight.
That was a great fake, first of all. Cardinals came running over. They made this move over to the right side, trying to catch it. Was that
That was Anderson.
that was Anderson?
Yep.
And they thought he was going to get it. That was a great play. Nice, smart move. Great. Coming off the timeout, too.
And Anderson with 11 catches in the regular season, 5 so far in the playoffs.
There we go. There's some muscle work right there.
It's going to be Betts.
Whitehall. Short game. Number 53, Braylon Conklin.
I'm just waiting for that explosive run.
You know, the good thing about it, the clock is running. We're down to
Right,
5:20 here in the second quarter. While it's only a 3-0 game, Vikings have had the ball a large portion of this first half. A large portion. You know what they say? You can't score if you don't have the ball.
Right. 2nd and 8.
Who's they? Again,
It's going to be Thompson off
Thompson
the right
on the
edge.
outside.
And they contain that well.
Thompson on the keeper sweep. Number 9, Freddie Ortiz on the stop.
Now
another-
he's done this option going outside
Yep.
several times already. It's how many times does he normally do that in a game? Would you say that he would take the option and keep it himself?
Honestly, not many. Thompson looks to pitch it a lot.
Yeah. Well, this is something different. They're over on the right hash mark now, so lots of room over here on the left.
3rd and 7. Thompson looks left.
There he is.
Thompson still with the ball. Thompson looking. Thompson firing deep. Caught.
Oh my!
Osborne after a little bobble. It's gonna be another 3rd down conversion.
Well covered, but that was a great pass, and it was a better catch.
Unbelievable.
He juggled it to himself. That was a big-time play. That's a state finals kind of play right
Yep.
there.
In the O-line, even with the injuries they've had, they held up enough.
Yep.
They held up enough, and it's gonna be 1st down at the 32 with 4 minutes to play. We got a stoppage. Ball start on Whitehall.
Again, let's emphasize this. Their defensive backs look short to me. All right?
Yep.
As a short guy, I think that's short. And, I mean, they were able to just hit that high point and be there. I mean, if you're throwing to Anderson, he's 6'4". There's no 6'4" defender out there. And Osborne, I don't know how tall he is, but he made a great leap.
Yep. 1st and 10. Thompson drops back to pass again. Thompson rolling right. Thompson's going to take him himself. Stiff arms the guy, but ultimately brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a coverage situation there. That was well covered. He had no time, and he only could do one thing, and that's try to find some freedom on the outside.
And if this Big Rapids secondary can hold up like they did that play going forward, it's going to be vital.
Yeah, that was a 5-yard loss. Well, 2-yard loss. They've changed that now. That's all right. So it's 2nd and 12. 3:40 left. It's still a 3-0 ball game. Are you surprised by this score?
I am. I really am. I like doing our pregame notes, Fred. Both offenses looked very explosive, but the defenses came to play.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fake
Here
handoff and then a handoff to Gavin. Craner stiff arms the guy. The heavy runner inside the 20-yard line. And the Whitehall Vikings are knocking on the door once again.
Was that the one you were talking about?
Yep,
That's
right
a play.
there.
That was right up the gut.
Number 5, Owen Craven on the stop for Big Rapids.
So they're playing, Cardinals are playing a 4-3 defense here, but they're wide open. They're wide
Yeah,
spread.
they're spread out. Thompson, give to Betts now. Betts, the ball is free and picked up by the Cardinals. It's going the other way. And there's a turnover we were talking about.
I think he was trying to get that second effort. He was trying to get that second effort.
Yep.
It might have been punched out, not sure, but it then rolled forward. So the good news is Cardinals start on their own 7-yard line.
And for Betts, who plays both sides, he's got to move forward. He's got to forget about it and hold up here on defense.
Yeah, and you don't want to try to be a hero and make it come back on the next play either. So, look, they're at the 7-yard line, 3:15. Cardinals got some distance to go here, and they only got 3:15 to go. They got all their timeouts.
First down.
Yeah,
It's going to be a give on the end around. Gain of about 2 or 3.
defensive line really looking good right now. Give credit to some of those guys that are up front there. Let's give some names here. Jack Ambrose, of course, Ian Hansen, Corday Anderson. Linebackers pushing up. They're not, the linebackers right now seem to be not worried about a passing. They're putting themselves up front to that defensive line and really stuffing the runs, which makes them vulnerable for the pass.
2nd and 9.
Oh, he got the outside.
Outside, he finds a burst of speed. That's Foster, first down, Cardinals.
Yeah. Tip of the hat to the Cardinals there. They did a nice job of pulling out. They had some blockers in front, made a nice wall. He was able to go around. He got his yardage.
First and 10, Big Rapids on the 23.
They're at the 23-yard line now, but that's 2:20 left here. There's still some yardage to go.
Cardinals finding some breathing room, but you got to feel it. They got to start moving quickly here. Another handoff on first down.
There is nothing in the middle. There is nothing in that middle right now for the Cardinals. 2 minutes left right now.
Those linebackers, you know, they have the ability to read the play quick. Great player connection. Morningstar Betts, Hunter Peterson, who has been playing some big-time games down the stretch. 2nd and 8, under 2 minutes.
They got to start passing here eventually, don't they?
Yep.
Man in motion.
Motion. Heist rolls right, finds his guy.
And gets out of bounds. That's. I mean, there's too much field yet for trying to run with this little time and this much distance.
That's going to be Garrett Foster on the drag route. Picks up the first down and gets out of bounds. Clock stopped at 1:30 to play in the first half.
1:30 left in the half.
3-0 Whitehall.
Triples left. Trips left. Man in the backfield with quarterback.
3rd and 4. Heist. Looks left. Caught. But the Whitehall Vikings defense rallies to the ball. And he see where they mark it. It's going to be a first down. Cardinals.
That ball was tipped, and they still made the catch.
Yeah.
That was a nice try. Somebody had their hands up. You know, you see a pass, what do they say? Get your hands up. That was a good defense play. Good catch. First down. Minute 15 and counting. They're at the what? 33-yard line?
33-yard line.
Okay.
First
Keep them in bounds, guys. Keep them in bounds.
Bowman goes out wide. Heist looks to pass. Just through the hands of a defender on the D line, but completed. He's going to be short of the first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
I thought Brock Morningstar thought he had an interception there. The ball just went over his head. He was there in front of the defender, and if that wasn't a perfect pass, he would have been touchdown to town.
2nd and 1. It's going to be an end around to Foster. Foster stiff arms a guy. Looks like it's going to be enough to pick up the first down, and it is.
Okay. All right. 32 seconds left. They're still in their own territory. Why aren't they passing the ball? I'm just here to ask questions.
30 seconds. I'm counting. 25 now. Heist. Throw sideline. Caught, but inbounds.
Nice pass complete.
18.
And we're going to get a
they call it
timeout
yeah.
from Coach Seltzer.
It's time for the deeper throws. Good
Have to.
containment. The Vikings defense is impressive right now because they're on top of these receivers. Most of them. They're not wide open. Heist is really making some very good passes. It's just much like Cam Thompson. So it's not a catch and run. It's a catch and down. There's not much yardage after the catch here.
It's going to be 1st and 10 now with 16 seconds. The ball at the 40.
Their own 45. They got 55 yards.
Their own 40.
Their own 40. There you go. That'd be about a 75-yard field goal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that seems about right.
Just asking.
And, for these high school guys, that's doable, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, pros maybe be a stretch.
Sure. If anybody listening to this believes that. Yeah, that's okay. So obviously, timeout to stop the clock, but it also provides them a time for Coach Seltzer there to maybe call up a special play. They've already tried a few trick plays. They did the flea flicker, and they've tried some things already to throw off the Vikings defense. It'd be interesting to see what they call here because this is the play they have to do it. Because if you get down into the red zone, you still have to have enough time to finish that off. With 18 seconds, 16 seconds left.
And only one timeout.
One timeout.
And you figure, I don't know if they have a kicker, but if they do have a kicker, you're going to want to preserve that timeout for, setting up that try. Out trots the Big Rapids offense.
So they're starting off on the far hash mark. Lots of room here on their right side. I would say look for the left side because they got to run out of bounds.
Yep. 1st and 15, 16 seconds. Heist drops back to pass.
Here it comes.
Looks right. Incomplete. Short, which is probably a good thing because if it was any deeper, that's a pick 6.
Yeah, there was some. Blake English had thoughts of pick 6 right there.
I guarantee you his eyes lit up. 2nd and 15, 12 seconds.
You notice the Vikings defensive backs, they're much deeper now.
Yep.
They're 30 yards back, keeping everything in front of them.
And I feel like if we see an incompletion here or something, I feel like you just got to run up the clock. 12 seconds, don't want to risk anything big, but Heist drops back to pass. It's going to be another short.
Look at that.
Short
Throwing
pass.
inside the hash marks.
Breaks the tackle, but
That's
the clock's
it.
going to be rolling. 4 seconds to go.
Okay.
Cardinals call a timeout.
That's why that play. I don't want to question anything, but I'm questioning that.
Right.
You're throwing in the hash marks. At least throw the sideline, so if there's a completion, you're getting out of bounds. That's interesting. Not second guessing anyone here. Let's make sure I'm not telling you, but I see what I see here.
4 seconds to play in the first half. And just a reminder to our audience, this is audio only. No video.
Well played for the Vikings. I mean, they're not showing it on the scoreboard. They had the turnover deep into Cardinals territory down to the 5 or 7 yard line, but otherwise they've controlled the tempo. They've controlled the time on the clock.
Last play of the first half. Heist drops back to pass, fires deep, short of the end zone, and incomplete.
Okay. There you go. First half's over here, 3-0. I wouldn't have bet that.
Yep. We are going to take a short break, and we will be right back for our halftime report.
Sounds like a good idea.
Good time to be a homeowner. Muskegon is awesome because you get a little bit of everything. We're right here we're close to the lake. We're right here, so our views are awesome. We have the city that's coming up it's building up within the city. A lot of new businesses, a lot of new buildings being built. If you want a little bit of the country scene, we still have that, but yet you're 5 minutes away from, a shopping place or, groceries, but still can be secluded a little bit from, if you're not liking the city life, you can go out to Fruitport and get a little country style, but yet, you got everything right here. It's always a good time to be a homeowner.
No ball. Roll out a little bit. Mario had Antonio's. He said, hey, if you want my recipes, let's do something. Come right over here. Add a scoop and a half of sauce. We don't use any sugar to sweeten it. We use basil to help as a natural sweetener. And this is our cheese blend. Mozzarella, provolone cheese, and Romano cheese all in here. Making the all-meat pizza. We first started making it with ham, and then we tried it with capicola, and really got stuck with the capicola with it, because capicola is just, it's one of the best meats we've got. 12 minutes-ish, 10 to 12 minutes, I would say. Throw it right down on the brick. Get it nice and crisped up. All the pizzas going out are nice and crispy for you guys. All the pizza's good, and we can get a nice and crisp sound.
All right. I just wanted to hop on here real quick. Thank everybody for tuning in. We're happy that we could provide you some audio for this game. It's been going really good. Hoping that you guys are enjoying the audio. And Miles is and it's going to come back and talk to you guys a little bit about what y'all saw, what y'all heard in the first half. And go ahead, take it away.
3-0 ball game in Big Rapids. And heading into this game, me and Fred talked about the explosiveness of both offenses, but only leading to 3 points in the first half it's kind of unprecedented. Fred is getting stats right now, so we'll have those shortly. Have this. What? Oh.
5 of 6 for 103 yards. Rushing. Trainer, 733.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't think they have Anderson Ryan. Because he ran the ball a lot more.
They have like no yards.
That's Heist, by the way. Sorry.
Heist, okay.
8 for 1246. That's not. I mean, rushing total yards is 39, 42, 35. 35 yards rushing. 26 and 35. What that mean? 81 yards. And the number over here is 59 and
103.
162, exactly twice as many yards.
Wow.
They don't have the clock either, but I bet you that's where they'll be.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And on defense, you got 7. They don't have penalties. They've had more penalties. Vikings have had more penalties. Well, this is the number of meters.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
not only okay. All right. I'm not here to date you, man. My favorite color is blue.
We can go back whenever. We can go back whenever you're ready. You ready?
I'll get this out of my mouth.
Alrighty, we are back with some halftime stats. And Fred, what stands out to you?
Obviously, it's the total yardage here. Vikings have 162 yards total, 81 yards. 81 yards for the high-flying Cardinals. That's a big deal. Cam Thompson, 5 completions out of 6 passes, 103 yards. Heist, 8 for 12, 46 yards. This is what we were talking about earlier. They're going to have to pass more. Last week, they passed 3 times, Vikings. Cam today has passed 6 times in the first half, and it's really opened up a little bit more for the running. What do we have? 59 yards rushing. Not a lot. Not a lot.
It got the job done.
And they had 35 yards rushing. So both defensive lines doing an incredible job, not giving up big plays at all. I think one big long run was from Gavin.
Yeah.
He
20
some yards. And that was most of his 33 yards, 7 carries for 33. So, yeah, defense, it's a defensive gem. Who would have thunk it?
And honestly, what it boils down to, why the score is still 3-0 is because that fumble in the red zone. That fumble really killed them because honestly, I thought they were punching in there. If they could capitalize there,
they were moving the ball.
Right. And,
That was
it's a 10-0 ball game. It's a whole different story at halftime. Coach Seltzer's probably giving his guys a different speech than he is right now.
I bet he is. And I know there a lot more penalties came from the Vikings. They didn't seem to hurt them that much. They were able to kind of get away from that.
Yep.
There was 3 missed snaps in this first half that could have been really difficult to overcome. Granted, it didn't happen, but that's got to have to be fixed. That snap, especially in the shotgun. I think most of them were from a shotgun position. So the Vikings got to be careful with what they're doing and setting up the plays. But otherwise, Cam Thompson, he's been getting some pressure.
Yep.
He's been able to avoid most of it. He did get sacked a couple times. Corday Anderson with a big sack for the Vikings. That helped keep the Cardinals at bay. But I'm just respecting the defenses. I'm just wondering when the offenses that they've shown them to be. We're looking at Whitehall. They've scored in the 40s almost all of their games.
Yeah.
And the other telltale is that they've given up in the conference anyway, in the CSAA, they've given up 10 points or fewer in all of those games. So their defense is for real, but their offense has not yet shown who they really are.
And offensively for Whitehall, I think the key to holding this lead and extending this lead is really establishing the run game. They did it last week against Forest Hills. Craner with 150 yards, and it almost looked like they're averaging 7-8 yards a carry. And right now, even though they are out rushing them, Whitehall is. This Big Rapids defense is standing still and holding strong.
Well, let's not forget they're missing their really all-conference, I believe, Connor Nash. The left guard, Connor Nash, not in this game. He's a key factor on their offensive line as well as their defensive line, and he's just not in there today. Defensively, they don't seem to be missing him. Offensively, well, they may be.
Right, yeah, and honestly, I think the linebackers for Whitehall are really stepping up. That second level, when the running back gets to the second level, and even when he doesn't, the linebackers move forward, and that basically gives Whitehall a 7-man front.
Yeah, they're not respecting the pass at all. They're saying, go ahead and try to pass, and that's what ironic, because Heist is a pretty well-known quantity as a quarterback in passing. He hasn't shown it a lot yet so far. He seems to be putting the ball up pretty high in the air, and it kind of stays up there a little while, just waiting to be picked. But so far, it's a tight game because of all those factors we talked about. We'll see as the second half if there's something that's the coaches are able to change up, and if they're just able to execute better. But 3-0.
Right, and I think one thing that is benefiting Whitehall right now is their out-of-conference games were against some of the top teams in the state, and then they play teams that they can blow out of the water. So it's kind of a happy medium here tonight, and it's showing.
Well, they opened the season against Unity Christian, correct?
Yep,
who hammered them.
Yeah.
They had 63 points or something like that. They are going to, the winner of this finals here is going to go on to play either Unity Christian, that very same team that took care of them in the first week. Of course, that's the first week. Or South Christian. We know the winner's going to play a Christian. It's either Unity Christian or South Christian, but that is going to be a big, big invite. And first things first.
Right.
It's not going to end 3-0. This game is not going to end 3-0. There's no way it can end.
No doubt about it. And honestly, I'm looking forward to some more explosive plays. I think it's going to happen on both sides of the ball.
Are you hoping or are you expecting?
I think a little bit of both. I'm definitely hoping, but I really do think there's going to be some more explosive plays on both sides.
Yeah, both of these coaches have had their tenures here. I mean, they're 10 years, and they know this team. They know what they can do. There will be something. The adjustments will come here in the second half.
Yep,
Miles.
and if it's still a close game, I think it boils down to that kicking game for Whitehall. Last year, this game ended on a block kick. Big Rapids won on a block kick. So if you're Whitehall, you're trying to extend this lead so it doesn't lead to that.
Oh, we also have to mention the field goal. Judd Musk, freshman, only his second game, and he kicks the only points of the day so
Right.
far.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. I mean, this is a very veteran team. Most of seniors, a lot of
Yeah.
returners. Here's the young freshman, Judd Musk, who was thrown into this situation. Actually, what is it, the third kicker?
Yeah, third kicker.
Third
They
kicker. By process of elimination, Judd
Right.
Musk has got a chance to be the hero here. And he certainly, right now, all the guys, he's got all the points.
Yep, for sure.
Judd Musk.
We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back for the second half.
Good time to be a homeowner. Muskegon is awesome because you get a little bit of everything. We're right here we're close to the lake. We're right here, so our views are awesome. We have the city that's coming up it's building up within the city. A lot of new businesses, a lot of new buildings being built. If you want a little bit of the country scene, we still have that, but yet you're 5 minutes away from, a shopping place or, groceries, but still can be secluded a little bit from, if you're not liking the city life, you can go out to Fruitport and, get a little country style, but yet, you got everything right here. It's always a good time to be a homeowner.
Out a little bit. Mario had Antonio's. He said, hey, you want my recipes? Let's do something. I'm right over here. I have a scoop and a half sauce. We don't use any sugar to sweeten it. We use basil to help as a natural sweetener. And this is our cheese blend. Mozzarella, provolone cheese, and Romano cheese all in here. Making the all-meat pizza. We first started making it with ham. And then we tried it with capicola, and really got stuck with the capicola with it, because capicola is just, it's one of the best meats we've got. 12 minutes-ish, 10 to 12 minutes, I would say. Throw it right down on the brick. Get it nice and crisped up. All the pizzas going out are nice and crispy for you guys. All the pizza's good, we can get a nice and crisp sound.
We are back from Big Rapids for the district final between Whitehall and Big Rapids. In the halftime, Fred, in the warm-ups as both teams were warming back up, I saw lots of energy from the Cardinals. And they're going to be kicking off here, and Whitehall's going to be receiving.
Well, these guys have been here before too. This is not a kind of a situation where they just don't know how to react. It's execution. We're a couple seconds away. Vikings will get the ball first, which is a great thing. And with a 3-0 lead, there's got to be more points on the board than this. It's got to be. As we said earlier, Vikings outgained the Cardinals 162 yards to 81. They doubled them up, and I would say almost double the amount of time on the clock.
Yep. We got a quick score from Newaygo. Newaygo and Central Montcalm knotted at 22 apiece at half. Thank you, Cal, for the update.
Kick is there.
It's going to be Osborne on the return. Osborne cuts right, now left. Finds an opening.
Nice spin.
Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet. Up across the 40. And
42-yard line.
Another great drive.
Now that's field position, my friend.
Right there, yep.
That was a great run. Right up the middle.
Yep.
Right up the middle, and he just went there and he made a nice spin move. Nothing like Saquon Barkley this weekend.
Oh, my goodness.
It was still a good move.
Wow. Betts and Craner in the backfield. I think late in the second quarter, we saw a lot of that. Thompson takes a snap. It's going to be Craner. Craner bounces right, but nothing doing.
Oh, no,
Ball's
they're calling
on the ground.
fumble.
Who's got it?
Let's be patient. We're in the Cardinals' side of the field, and it's a heavy dose of Cardinal ball there, but the referees disagree. So they keep the ball.
2nd and 8, no less. Thompson takes the snap. It's going to be a give to Craner. Craner fights his way, but that Big Rapids defensive front all over it.
That's a 5-man tackle right there.
And Max Bullman, kind of like Corday Anderson from Whitehall, has been all over the place, and he's a sophomore.
Yeah. He hasn't been carrying the ball as much as we thought Bolin would do for them.
Right.
5-man tackle. Who gets credit for that? Team tackle.
I think you got to split it up to a .2 tackle.
All right. 3rd and 7 at their own 45.
Craner the back, 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Thompson. Motion from Osborne. Thompson takes the snap. Fake give. Thompson rolls left. Under duress. Thompson, nowhere to go. Taken down. The 22-yard line.
That's a
Caden Schuberg gets home.
That's almost a well, it is a 10-yard loss. They're down to the 33-yard line. They were at the 43. Yeah, this is definitely the first time to. Is this their first punt?
This is their first punt.
Wow.
Indeed.
Wow.
4th and 19 at the 33.
Well, Cardinals won this battle.
Thompson on the punt. A little dribbler.
Okay.
Picked up by English.
The 47, 48. Well, Cardinals came back with a little fire, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Energy and all.
Well, these are the number 1 seed. Look, they're the top seed. They're 9-1. They've got a 9-game win streak. This is they're not, they're not flukes. They're the real deal.
It's almost the complete opposite setting as last year. Whitehall hosted it, though the game was at Holton. They're the number 1 seed in the district. And Big Rapids played as the underdog, came away with the win.
At the 38-yard line. 1st and 10.
Heist to give. Keeps it. Option, balls on the
Oh,
ground.
my.
It's picked up and a gain for 6. And
Wow.
that is kind of the unlucky football we've seen Whitehall face. Like even last week, some of that stuff happened. Forest Hills fumbled the ball and then picked it up and ran for a touchdown.
That went from a 3-yard loss to a fumble recovery to a 9-yard gain, 8-yard gain. That's the way the ball bounces, and that definitely showed that. Wow, that's just fortuitous. That's kind of breaks you get, though, man.
Yep.
That's the kind of things that can turn a game around. That went from failure to success. Second. 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Still 3-zip.
Up near midfield, 2nd and 2. I'd like to see a shot here.
Like this one?
Higer drops back to pass. A drag roll, and then a little Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameer Gibbs action.
Yeah, a little hook and ladder. And that was in the short side of the field. There wasn't a lot of room for them to execute that. That was a very tight quarters. They executed it, and I think some of the Vikings thought they were going to have a pick or a tackle, but that was a well-executed hook and ladder.
That's a strong throw by Hager, too. Or Haste.
So suddenly, they're 40 yards away from a touchdown here, 1st and 10. Cardinals.
Viking 40.
This is where we get to see what...
Heist in motion. It's a give. Jet sweep. That's Skira.
Skira on the carry, turning it up.
Brock Morningstar did a good job of turning that edge, so they had to force the runner to come back inside, but it's still a nice gain. It was an 8-yard gain there. It looks to me like Big Rapids is running faster. They're quicker than they were in that first half. They're now on they got their track shoes on right now.
2nd and 2 from the Whitehall 32.
Full house, backfield.
Heist alongside 2 running backs. It's a give, and another trick play, going deep, incomplete.
Well, they've tried that twice now. They've had 2 non-quarterbacks throwing passes, and the guys were open.
Yeah.
But they weren't able to pass, complete it.
And that leaves a 3rd and 2.
But that's got the Vikings a little jumpy now.
Yeah.
See, that just opens up everything. That 8-yard run might have been set up a little bit just because they think, are they starting to pass now?
Right.
You know, you start passing and running, it changes the way the defense can play.
3rd and 2.
This is
To give up the middle. And he keeps the legs turning. That's Bowman.
wow.
First down, Cardinals.
Linebacker Brock Morningstar blitzed on that and just missed getting them in the backfield, but it turned out to be a big run. That was a good blitz, just didn't work that time.
Yep.
I think they were expecting a pass.
First
They were
and 10.
expecting something trickier.
Yep.
That was right up the middle.
The 27 of Whitehall.
This is their best drive without a doubt.
Yep.
Really moving it.
Motion from Skira. Heist. Backdraft. To pass.
And nobody open.
Slows it away.
That was good coverage right there.
And Anderson with the presser.
You know, their quarterback, Cole Heist, he's not nearly as tall as Cam Thompson for the Vikings as a quarterback. He had a tough time seeing his receivers there. They had some guys in front of him that towered over him. It's tough to find your man when you got to go over skyscrapers.
Yep. 2nd and 10. 7 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Motion from Foster. Foster takes end around, cuts up the middle, keeps going.
Oh.
First down, Cardinals.
That's a good hard run by Vikings Foster.
Are we going to see our first touchdown of the game?
It's going to be 1st and 10.
Do you want to see it? I'm not sure if I want to see it, but it may just happen. Right? They're moving the ball. I mean, they're not doing chunks, but they're getting 8-9 yards. Different team entirely from the first half, isn't it?
Yep. 1st and 10.
And now, you know what else? You look at the Vikings right now, there's a lot of guys with their hands on their hips. They're tired.
Yeah.
You know, they need a little break here. This drive is testing them for sure.
Heist on the get to Foster. Foster lowers his shoulder. Gain of 2.
Maybe, yeah.
Foster on the carry up the middle. Short game.
I mean, this is a drive that is exhausting.
Yep.
Number 3, Nate.
They've got them running left and right on both sides of the field, running them deep.
And they're getting them deep on downs. They're getting them to 3rd and 2.
Yeah, this is 2nd and
3rd
8
and
at
1.
the 13. 6:15 left, 3-0 yet Vikings, but how long is that going to stay?
Heist rolls right. Looking, throws.
Nope.
Dropped. Had his guy.
Nate Betts was there. I think made a good contact there just before he was able to keep in containment.
Bring up a 3rd and 8.
Nate Betts with a good play. 3rd and 8.
Crucial.
Is this 4-down territory?
No. If they have a kicker, you kick it. And it looks like their kicker's getting ready here on the sidelines.
3rd and 8 at the 13. This is a big, big play, folks.
Jackson Craven. Heist. To give. Bowman fires up the middle.
Flag down on the
Ball's
play.
free. It's picked up. It's Thompson. Thompson
Weaving
on the
down
turnover.
to 25. There's a flag on the play, and it was in the backfield of the Cardinals.
And a flag on the play.
And it looks like by the body language, it's going to be Whitehall ball. I think the penalty's going to be on Big Rapids.
I do too. We'll see. We're not in the prediction game
Right,
yet.
yeah.
That is the big play. We're talking about turnovers. That it's just a cliche, we know, but it's a cliche because that's true. Penalties can kill you. Turnovers can kill you.
We saw both in the same play.
Oh, there we go.
First down,
Illegal motion.
Wow.
Whitehall.
The play of the day, play of the night so far. The turnover inside their
Ball takes over.
10-yard line.
And if you're Whitehall, you're in no hurry.
First and 10 on the 24-yard line.
Under 6 minutes left in the third quarter, still 3-0, and I don't know how that happened. Beautiful defense, nice turnaround. Not sure who ripped it away.
Either way, penalty or not, the Vikings picked up a fumble.
Yep.
First and 10 from 24. Thompson. It's a give.
Okay.
Craner.
Now that's a Craner play right there.
Yep.
Off tackle, right up there.
Craner on the carry.
Takes some hits, keeps on going.
10, Max Bowman.
That's a nice,
On the tackle.
8-yard play.
And establishing
6
this run
yards,
game,
6 yards. Yeah.
as we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can tackle him one-on-one.
Yeah, it's tough. Second and 3. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Craner to the back. Motion from Osborne. Thompson, give to Craner. Craner looks for some space. Taken down short of the marker.
On the carry.
He got as much, Craner got as much out of that as he could.
Yep.
So now we're looking at,
We've seen him go to the
3.
left side there.
yeah. What do we got? Oh, somebody's tossing flags down there, but that's just that's a team flag. It's a white flag. I don't like to see that white flag being surrendering. Okay, 3rd and 1. Third and one.
Thompson keeps it. Thompson looking for space.
I think he's got it.
Burst down. Whitehall.
Looks like he pushed
Just
the ball
enough
over
to keep the chains moving.
Moving it.
the marker. That'll be a first down for the Vikings. Number 2, Garrett Foster on the stop.
This
Ball on
is
their own 35-yard line.
really the momentum changer. Cardinals came out on fire. Vikings kept getting hit, get the turnover. Now they're starting to move the ball again. Outside.
English on the jet sweep.
On the carry point, English.
Half the distance to the first down, 5 yards.
Freddie Ortiz, number 9, for the Cardinals on the stop. It'll be second down.
And I think for Whitehall, they're going to try to get English in the offense
Yeah,
more.
I heard his name much.
All conference in his own right. Second and 5.
There's a timeout here. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. 3-0. 3-0. Vikings. Here we go.
Second and 5. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Motion from English. Thompson the give to Craner. Craner bolts his way up the middle.
I think that's first down, isn't it?
It's going to be short by an inch.
Craner on the
Yeah.
carry.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe a yard.
A few inches.
Yeah.
Number 12, Kurt Wilbur,
3rd and 1.
for Big Rapids.
Substitution for the Cardinals.
Just short of the first
In
down.
comes
Not,
Braylon
not a
Counselor.
lot of substitutions in this game, is it?
Whitehall.
Nope.
And especially with the Vikings, they
Yeah.
play so many guys that play both sides of the ball.
3rd and a yard.
He got it.
Craner. It's going to be Betts.
Yeah, that's Betts there. You bets. He got it.
That's on the carry for Whitehall.
The clock.
Moving the chains for the Vikings here at midfield.
Clock is running yet. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. 3-0.
First and 10. Whitehall.
Betts still the back. We got motion from Osborne. Thompson keeps it himself. Nowhere to go.
Well,
Quarterback keeper. Just over midfield. Short game.
Their hope for that play is that Thompson finds a lane, and if Thompson just finds a little lane, he can take off. We seen that a week ago.
they're Cardinals playing a 4-3 defense. That means they got 4 guys up front there, and those linebackers are coming in and filling those gaps. It's a pretty tough wall to go through.
2nd and 9 from the 50. Craner shoves a man off of him. 7-yard pickup.
Craner.
Boy, that Gavin Craner
Carry for Whitehall.
showing off his wrestling skills. He's about to pin somebody down here.
Brings up a third and 4
Gavin
for Whitehall.
Craner. state wrestling champ.
Undefeated.
You know, well, that's the kind of, this is the thing. You keep running like this and running this. After a while, the running backs have the right away because they're given the hits. And these defensive linemen they're getting beat up. They don't quite want to tackle as hard in the fourth quarter.
Vikings on 3rd and 4. Crater puts his head down and charges for the first down.
Got that edge.
And the Vikings taking a similar scheme from Big Rapids, just melting this clock. Just the only difference
They
is
ran that
turnovers.
sweep on the short side of the ball. They were on the right hash mark, and they still ran it to the right side on a sweep.
Yeah.
That's tight quarters.
As we talked about, though, this Vikings offense really spreads out its receivers. English near the 40. Betts on the carry. Another solid pickup of about 5.
Yeah, he had both hands on that ball, too. Did you notice? He was not going to let it turn over because he was the one that he's probably still remembering what happened in the first half there. And nobody's going to rip it out on this one. That was a great job of him keeping control of the ball as he goes out.
And Fred, Big Rapids is big DN. Max Bowman on the sidelines. Second and 5. Cardinals 33. Got a flag.
Yeah. Illegal procedure. Yeah, this somebody got a little early start. That's the trouble when you're out there wide open by yourself and that happens. You kind of, everybody can see it, you know.
Yep.
It's pretty obvious here, but all right. Penalties, not so far. They haven't really hurt them that much.
Right. Second and 10.
Counting down the final minute of the third quarter here, and it's still 3-0 Vikings.
Here we go.
If you
Big
had
Rapids
the over
need
and
to
under,
stop.
you were going to lose money today.
38. Osborne. To Craner. Camden keeps it.
Again, lost loose ball.
Ball's free. Thompson trying to do too much. Luckily picked up by Osborne.
That is Osborne was on the outside, kind of part of the sweep option, and he was out there anyway. And again, the ball's bouncing in crazy ways. Yeah, that was a fortuitous recovery for Hunter Osborne. Now the referees are talking about something here. We're down inside the red zone, I believe. I think there might be a penalty because the Cardinals players are looking very frustrated.
We see a referee talking to Coach Seltzer from Big Rapids.
It's against the Vikings.
It might have been forward pass. Yep. Because Thompson tried pitching it to Osborne.
Is that what it looked
Yeah.
like? I just thought he just lost control of it. But if that's the case, that's what it was.
The call is illegal forward pass.
Yeah,
Offense.
very
Illegal
good.
forward pass.
Well, you know what? They still got the ball.
Right.
They still have the ball. 15 seconds left in the third quarter, and they still have the ball.
Second and 10. Or 3rd and 10 now. Referee's still talking.
You know, while we have this break, let's give a pat on the back for Billy Mann. Behind us here is
Billy Mann, the man.
the man,
The producer.
Billy Mann, the man. And I know you're not loving our backs or our heads, but remind you that this is audio only because MHSAA says so.
There you go.
Looks like the ball's being placed back by the original line of scrimmage.
Doing okay back there, Billy?
Oh, yeah.
He's hanging. He's hanging. Here we go.
Third
Third and 10 at the 38. Cardinals
backs.
crowd.
Craner bets. Thompson takes a snap. Thompson rolls right. Has his guy, Morningstar, who gets tackled, but not before picking up the first down in Morningstar, an all-conference blocking back, or all-conference edge, but also an all-conference blocking back.
He got hit, turned a somersault, inbounds. So it was even a couple more yards after that. Great play, great execution. Cam Thompson once again on the money, throwing on the money. Cam Thompson. We're down to the end of the third quarter right now with Vikings at the 25-yard line of the Cardinals and a 3-0 lead. This is a big series here.
Yep. Punch it in here. That's two-possession game.
It's a two-possession game. And they've shown they can control the clock. They've run a lot of time off in this. I mean, the Cardinals have had one long sustained drive that was resulted into a fumble in the end red zone. But other than that, Vikings have been going left and right in between the 10-yard lines.
I mean, you have to think that big third down conversion really kind of opened the playbook up.
The pass? You're talking about the pass?
Yep.
That was a play action rollout pass to, was that Osborne?
Morningstar.
Morningstar. And he got flipped over, and that flip over carried him over into the first down territory. So we're switching sides. Vikings are going to go left to right here in the final quarter. There's no wind factor here tonight at all. I mean, it's been a beautiful golf night. Who am I? Beautiful football night. Temperature still in the high 40s.
And
no wind,
the
clear
Vikings,
skies. This is football weather.
And the Vikings, in a way, control their destiny here. Thompson. Craner to the back.
Looks like they're changing the play, getting some new signals from the coaches from the sidelines. Thompson looking over.
Morningstar still in. Motion from Osborne. Thompson, it's going to be a give to Craner.
Now, that's the block I was talking about last week. That was wide open between the left guard and the left tackle. Kudos to Ian Hansen, who's subbing for Connor Nash, and Jack Ambrose. We forget that the offensive linemen are the keys to this game right now. They're doing the pushing.
And Ambrose holds 3 offers from Hope, Calvin, and Oberlin from Ohio. So he's got some college ball in his future as well. Thompson on 2nd and 6. Outside zone to Craner. It's going to be a sweep. A sweep that is successful for the Vikings. First down. But multiple flags.
First down territory. However, flag on the play.
Vikings had a couple of guys pulling over to the left side on that. There might have been some business going on over there that opened up for Craner. I tell you, these referees discuss a lot before they make the call. Do you notice? They're spending a lot of time conferring. Yeah, it's holding. Vikings. That's going to hurt. Yeah, that was the penalty we're talking about. That's the one penalty that may have hurt him. But you had 2 different Vikings pulling on that play, creating a nice wall, but sometimes the walls has hands.
Yep. And the Big Rapids faithful showing some spirit down here.
Well, I tell you what, they were very boisterous when the Cardinals were making that one run, but they're sitting on their seats now. They're not standing on standing up. It's they haven't given the crowd a lot to go on.
Yep. 2nd and 14, however. Thompson. Morningstar on the reverse. Tripped up for a gain of 4.
Yeah. Long ways to go. 3rd down and 11 probably. And again, let's not forget Big Rapids defenses can be stout. They're bending but not breaking. It's 3-0 after all.
And this may be a 2-down or a 4-down territory on 3rd and 11.
Yeah, 3rd and 11 here. Cole Heist warming up down here. I think he's chilling up a little bit from that long play. I mean, the clock has been the offense of the Vikings have been on.
Thompson,
the clock.
looking left.
He's got time.
Still looking.
Oh, he's open.
Throws. Got his guy. Hunter Osborne. Jukes. Touchdown, Whitehall. Hunter Osborne.
26-yard touchdown.
A couple of jukes. And the Vikings go up 2 possessions.
Lots of time to pass. Great offensive line. The people that were caught for the holding did a great job of giving Thompson lots of time. He found him wide open. I'm telling you, this was the classic play right there.
Yep.
Great catch, great run after the catch. He was like, what, 7 or 8 yards out when he made the catch and fought his way into the corner.
Musk on.
Was that Osborne?
Yep, Osborne.
Yeah, Hunter Osborne. Great play.
High snap. But in.
There it is.
Kick is good. With 10-13.
Point is good.
The score.
Yeah, Hunter Osborne should really be
Big Rapids Cardinals, 0.
congratulated on that. First of all, he fought his way to get open. He changed his pattern. He was not in the regular pattern that he found. He saw that Thompson was working and had to move around a little bit. So all he did is he went to the open space. Thompson saw him. Hunter made a great catch. Better 7-yard run into the touchdown because there was traffic there. He tiptoed in on the corner. Nice touchdown.
Osborne transferred from Montague 2 seasons ago. His crosstown rival now.
How many years ago?
2 years ago.
Oh, he's only a junior, correct?
Only a junior, yep.
He actually had a defensive touchdown in this season, I understand, too. He's had 4 offensive touchdowns. Now he's got 5. 6 touchdowns for the season, am I correct?
Yep, yes, sir.
I'm just looking at numbers here. I'm not
Crunching some numbers.
Hunter Osborne. Hunter Osborne. Remember that name? Cam Thompson. Those are the 2 guys right there. Offensive line did a great job again.
Is this a must score, Fred, for the Cardinals?
Well, they're going to have to score eventually sometime.
Right.
If not now, when? 10 minutes left in this game. 10-13 left in the game.
Here we go. Musk off deep. It's going to be Skira.
Fumbled on the ball, but he's
Muffed
recovered.
it. Skira. Jukes. Finds a lane. Skira. Finally tackled by Musk. The freshman. Put him on defense, coach.
Yeah, it looked like he was contained about the 25-yard line, and he somehow broke a couple of tackles. He looked swarmed. I thought he was swarmed.
Electric.
Now he's on a 38-yard line. That's a good boost for the Cardinals, and they need one right now.
Yep.
But their offense has to do something.
Just over 10 minutes to play in the district final. Heist with Foster alongside him. Heist. Jukes left, takes it himself. 2-yard gain. Vikings D front, standing tall.
Number 78, Caden Boyer on the side.
Okay, 2nd and 8, 40-yard line here. I mean, I don't know if they can afford to just plod along here. You know,
Right.
They need to score and maybe score a little quick. Because the Vikings have shown that they can take a lot of time off of the clock.
So we have North Muskegon leading McBain 20-0.
Wow. North Muskegon's good.
North Muskegon is good.
Saw them destroy the Shelby Tigers. Well, the Shelby Tigers had a long season, but North Muskegon looked like a class of that Rivers division, that's for sure.
We have a ball game in Unity Christian and South Christian. 22-21, Unity Christian at halftime.
Oh my.
22-21.
3rd and 6.
Roll out. Heist decides to take it himself.
Slammed.
And it's a 4th down. What do you
Okay.
do here?
Well, you're at your own 42-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 5.
On the stop for Whitehall.
They're going for it. I mean, they're not making. They're not.
Man.
They're not bringing out a kicker. I don't think.
If you don't get this here, though.
Well, but this could be your ball game, but
Yep.
you never know. I mean, we're talking 8 minutes. 8 minutes left.
With how-
4th and 5 at their 43-yard line. The Cardinals.
Let's see it. 4th and 5. Heist.
Quick
Drops back
pass.
to pass. In the flats.
I don't
Did he
know.
get there?
I
They
don't
have a
know.
mark short.
Nice pass.
And the Vikings are going to take over on downs.
How do you do?
Jack Bowman
They're gonna bring the chains out.
Short of the first
and
down.
the Big
Ball
Rapids
down.
faithful
I don't think
questioning
the
the
Cardinals
call.
I don't think the Cardinal fans are approving of this. I don't have a problem where the ball went, where they put the ball down.
It looks like his knee was short.
Yeah, we're talking. You might have to bring the card out. Remember that? Like a couple years ago, the referee had to bring a credit card to see if it had a room between the ball and the chain. This is going to be close. Oh, they're giving it to him. Oh, they're just going to give it to him. They're not close anymore. No.
Here we go for 1st
Here
and
we go.
10. And with how Whitehall's been
Yeah.
controlling the clock.
Yeah.
It's huge. Craner.
Nice. Craner like picking his way through for a couple of yards. He had about 3 holes he was looking at going in, and he finally picked one.
The clock is just going to continue to tick. And what's crazy, Fred, is Unity, Christian, and South Christian are at halftime, while we are 7 minutes to go. in the fourth.
The clock is just rolling on. I mean, eventually you're going to have to. Cardinals are going to have to start using their timeouts just even while they're on defense,
Yep.
because they're. If the Vikings are able to get a couple
Meanwhile-
of more first downs, if they can get just a couple of more first downs.
I don't know if it's a surprise or not, depending on how you look at it. Byron Center leading Mona Shores 23-16 in the 4th quarter.
Grabbing again. Off tackle, left side. Got a couple more.
Number 7, Jack Bowman, bringing him down.
Yeah, it's 3rd down now and about 7 yards, I would say. But guess what? The clock is ticking. 6:30.
3rd and 7. Do you pass
30
here?
seconds.
Do you pass here? Or keep the clock going?
I'd say, well, with 7 yards, I'm going to leave that to the coach.
Fair
I'm not
enough.
going to second
Here we
guess
go.
him.
Watch Anderson here on the far side. No safety over top. Thompson pulls it. Thompson looking for space. Ball's free.
Oh, no.
Ball's still free. Finally picked up.
Oh, my word, they're going to keep the ball. Now, this is going to be a big.
On the carry, there was a fumble.
It's not going to be a first down. We can put that aside right now. It's going to be 4th down anyway. That was an inside reverse.
Take it to 4th down.
He passed it. He handed it off to Graven.
4th and 7, Whitehall, the Big Rapids.
Craven
44.
handed it right back to him. Thompson, that was a lot of
Yeah, a lot going on.
a lot of work done there. But they're going to have to punt. It's 5:50
Yeah, right.
left.
And I think Whitehall's in a really good spot right now.
Whitehall.
Well, they have the destiny in their own hands here.
Nobody
their
back deep.
defense has to just make sure they do it. Long time to punt.
Thompson, a high punt. Fielded. Muffed. Ball's free. Fortunately for the Cardinals, it's picked up.
At their 10-yard line.
Unbelievable.
You know, we're talking about turnovers. The number of potential turnovers has been incredible.
Right.
I mean, we saw opportunities for some major game-changing plays, and all but one. Right?
Yep.
Is that? I think we've only had one.
Yeah. Yep.
No, turnover for each. They both had turnovers in deep territory.
yeah.
Remember?
Right.
Earlier in this first half, Big Rapids did. Late in the First half, Vikings did. Here we are.
1st and 10.
At the 10.
5:30. Heist. Drops back.
That's
going
got to
deep.
be intercepted. It
Picked
is.
off. Camden Thompson.
That was
his 3rd interception in 2 games.
lollipop. That was a lollipop.
Number 12.
And that may have,
Cameron.
man,
He didn't last week. This is the guy that had 2 interceptions last
2
week.
interceptions,
didn't he?
including an interception
90
as
yards?
time expiring in the first half.
Yeah. Oh wow. That ball. I'm sorry, but that ball was up there for the grab. And Thompson's 6'4". He outjumped the guy. That's all there was.
Right.
It was a tip off at the center court there, and he won the tip.
Yeah.
That's a big turnover. We were just talking. It was just a second before
Wow,
that we were
that
talking
is
about turnovers.
insane. And obviously they're not going to pass here.
1st and 10 at their 33. At the Cardinals 33.
It's going to be Thompson with an empty backfield.
Wow.
5 receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Thompson. Motion from English. English takes the
Got
end
a
around.
hole.
English stays on his feet.
He is
He's fighting.
crawling.
He is fighting and picks up the 1st down with the 2nd effort.
Wow, that was a pinball play there. He was banging off against players. He actually was running backwards at a time there, sideways, backwards. Kept on keeping his feet moving.
And Whitehall's in the driver's seat.
Kept feet moving and the clock running. We're at 5:10.
1st and 10, Vikings.
Vikings at the Cardinals 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
Big Rapids desperate for a stop here. A
Hold
touchdown.
on to the ball.
A touchdown makes it a 3-possession game pending the PAT. 1st and 10 from the 20.
Trips left.
Still nobody in the backfield. 2 to the right. They're just letting this clock run.
Yeah, good playing.
Osborne. Thompson pulls, keeps. Thompson jukes. Thompson finally down, but not before he gets inside the 10.
Inside the 10-yard line of the Cardinals.
Another good play. Boy, I tell you what, there's a lot of close plays at the snap of that ball with that veer offense. You know, it looks like he's going to hand off and fake it. That gets really tight and jammed there.
First and goal from the 9.
You really have to be able to handle the ball well to keep that happening. Nice run, right side, off tackle, big gain. 1st and goal at the 9. Again, letting the clock run down. Cam Thompson at the quarterback spot with his hands on his hips, just waiting for the clock to get down.
Thompson. Motion again by Osborne. Osborne. Thompson pulls. Thompson.
Same play. That was the same play as they just made. Back-to-back plays. Fake handoff to Hunter. Yeah, didn't take the option. Thompson goes right side.
And the energy in this place is beginning to fall.
There's a hush on this side. We have to maybe start whispering because they don't want to hear what we're saying. Because the news isn't good right now for the Cardinals. Again, no turnovers, and this game is close to being in the bag here. Just no turnovers.
2nd and 8.
Timeout. Who called this? Who called this timeout?
Big Rapids called timeout.
Did they? All right. So
Yep.
they need
Whitehall
to
with
call.
3. Big Rapids with 2.
Yeah, they need to call timeouts. They need to keep that remaining 3:52 on the clock.
I mean, it boils down to is Whitehall scores here. It's a 3-possession game. So
Yeah.
they need the ball back, but they also need to stop. They can't just let him go in.
I have to tell you, I was surprised that we heard so much about Cole Heiston as a quarterback and his passing prowess, and a lot of his balls have been very, very
2nd and 8.
interceptable.
Gavin. Down to the 4. 5 rather.
Is interceptable? Is that a word?
Interceptable. I believe
Look
so.
that up in your fucking wagon. Anyway, yeah, that's the point, though. Is they're going to have to pass, and until Heist shows me something, I wouldn't feel confident for the Cardinals here. Again, a timeout. They're down to their last one. Cardinals. It's
And
3rd and 5.
if Whitehall can hold on here, it'll be something they've been waiting for and, training for the last 2 seasons since they made the regional run and then finally lost to South Christian.
They talk about revenge. It's a revenge game, yes. But when you're in the throes of this fire, you're not going off tackle trying to get 2 yards thinking, I got to revenge my guy. I mean, it's not, the revenge is not on their mind as this game is going on. It's something that you feel the revenge later. You're motivated maybe to have revenge before the game, but right now, this is mano a mano. And the offensive line for the Vikings, even without all-conference Connor Nash, is seemingly doing the job. I think this Veer offense is confusing them enough to give them some time. And then the running backs are athletes. They're getting extra yardage.
For sure. 3rd and 5. From the 5. Thompson keeps it on the option. Thompson taken down with a flag on the play.
Quarterback keeper. 53 break.
See what the flag is. If it's on the offense, that could be huge for the Cardinals.
Again, I don't know this young Judd Musk, the freshman kicker. Would you put him in this situation? Why not?
Why not is right.
Why not?
I think I'd take that chance as well.
Looks like the call's holding against the offense.
Holding does push him back to the 15.
Yeah, again, penalties, but for the most part, it's not hampered them.
Yep.
10 points is not a lot of points, but when the other team has 0, it seems like a lot.
Yeah. 3rd and goal from the 15. Thompson and the Whitehall Vikings come to the line.
Okay. More than that now. It's 3rd and 15, that's as you said.
Package with Morningstar. That's the blocking back. Thompson rolls right. He's passing. Thompson gonna take it himself. Nowhere to go. Smartly gets out of bounds.
He tried to get out of bounds.
Or stays inbounds.
Yeah, I mean he tried to slide in, but I think his foot went out. Or are they calling timeout? We're not sure. Was he in bounds or not here? He was trying to stay in bounds. I'll give him that. But I thought his foot went.
And Big Rapids fans are chirping the referees after some of these calls.
Ball's going to be placed on the 11-yard line.
It's going to be timeout.
Okay.
Timeout, Big Rapids.
All right, that's their final timeout. So we got 3:31 left.
For the Cardinals, you need a stop here. Well, we got to see what Whitehall does, but they got to. Bottom line is they got to score and get a onside kick.
Vikings 4th and 11 at the 11-yard line. 4th and goal, in other words. And if they're wanting to kick a field goal, it would be about 28-yarder.
And he hit a 28-yarder,
Yeah,
I believe.
At the right, and its ball is on the right hash mark, so it would be a bit of an angle.
Update from Norton Shores. Mona Shores scores a late touchdown in the 4th quarter, 23-all.
Oh my! They're 9-1, are they not?
Yep, only lost to a powerhouse from Toledo.
Oh, he had to go out of state to get beat. Okay.
And Byron
All right.
Center's loss is against Mona Shores.
Yeah.
Earlier
Wow.
in the season.
Wow. North Muskegon seems to be handling it. How are they?
Unity Christian and South Christian still at 22-21.
Wow. In favor of Unity.
McBain got on the board 20-7. North
Okay,
Muskegon still
they're
leads.
not going for they're going for the just get more yardage, get some more
4th and
time
goal.
off the clock. Obviously.
Thompson, it's going to
Nice
be a
fake.
sweep. Osborne, you got to
Makes
stay
the
in
corner.
bounds. Osborne,
How about
he's
that?
just going to
Touchdown.
take a touchdown. Osborne
Wow.
with the 2nd touchdown of the night.
Wow.
And Whitehall extends their lead to 16. With the PAT, it's going to be a 3-possession game.
Osborne showed some speed on that. He made that corner and just hustled. The same corner he scored the other touchdown on the side of Whitehall side. He ran around and through a couple of defenders.
And that's that's almost the nail in the coffin.
Well, no timeouts remaining for the Cardinals.
This all of a sudden is a huge PAT.
Yeah. Well, it's 16-0. 3:23.
Right. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. 17 zip. Vikings posting a shutout to this far.
Unbelievable.
The score.
Number one seed.
Yeah.
Big Rapids.
In Whitehall.
Number one seed.
Whitehall, a 3 seed, beating the 2 seed Forest Hills last week, and then in the driver's seat, looking to close the deal here.
And you know, when playing those 3 tough teams, what was it? Zeeland?
Unity in week 1, Zeeland West in week 3, and then Portland in week 9.
Yeah, those are big. Those are 3 losses.
Right.
And yet they learned a lot about themselves there. You get to face tough. You can't get better unless you play tougher competition. And they got better probably by knowing what it takes to beat the big boys.
There you go.
Impressive.
Kickoff squad.
Again, this team wasn't expected to go as far as last year's team.
Right.
Last year's team ended right here.
Yeah.
Did it not?
District final. Kickoff team out there to kick this one away.
3 minutes and 23 seconds. 17-0 lead. Vikings making some noise in a very quiet stadium. Oh, again, he fumbles the kickoff.
And stumbles. Finds room, though. He's got room. Number 9 finally dragged down. That's going to be Freddie Ortiz at the 40-yard line.
That's the second time he's fumbled it. And you know what happens a lot of times? You come down running real hard as a defending team, and you overrun your coverage sometimes because he's fumbling, and then picks up speed. And he's taking advantage of his 2 muffed catches, and they put him at the 40-yard line. Good deal. But they got to move the ball faster than they have been. That's for sure. They're down 17-0.
I mean, 3 possessions. You need a score here, and then 2 onside kicks in 3 minutes.
Right now, guard the sidelines, guys. Guard the sidelines because they're going to try to catch and go out of bounds.
Heist. Caught. Missed a tackle.
Oh, they got the
Gonna be
first down.
short of the first down. Clock's rolling, though.
Nice pass complete to number 2, Garrett Foster.
3 minutes. 3 minutes and counting. 17-0 Vikings. Cardinals at their own 49-yard line here. Clock is running, and they're taking their signals from the sidelines, and that's taken them a long time to get this play.
I mean, and you kind of look back to the late in the second half, or first half, kind of looked the same. Heist caught. First down.
Kept in bounds.
Whitehall defense playing this time, man. Like they're controlling the clock.
44-yard line now, but they're getting their plays from the coaches on the sidelines, and this is if they were doing something, they should have had 3 or 4 plays in the package. Now they're out of bounds play. You know what I mean?
Right.
In these situations, you usually have 3 or 4 plays that you practice, and they go boom, 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 boom. Apparently, they don't have this because they're taking their looks from the coaches on the sidelines and getting the play called.
It's going to be a flag on the play.
It's out of bounds. It stops the clock anyway. 2:25, 17-0 Vikings.
I almost feel like you have to take a shot towards the end zone.
Well, this first touchdown doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It's that second touchdown, that third touchdown. I mean, really, you know, this first touchdown is just to prevent the goose egg.
1st and 10. Whitehall's 44. Heist
Here we go.
with Foster as the back. Splits out wide. Takes a snap. Heist back to pass. Here's the shot. Heist throwing deep. Caught at the 3-yard line.
Now that is a
Owen
play.
Craven. But the clock is moving.
Good.
And even with the long
That's
reception.
still very good coverage.
First and goal, Big Rapids.
Yeah.
Good coverage. Just a great catch, great pass. That's the pass that we've heard Heist is capable of. Cole Heist, the quarterback.
First and goal from the 2. Touchdown, Big Rapids. There's the first one. Jack Bowman catches the curl route with 2:11 to play.
Okay, good on them. Made the big play. Like a 42-yard pass. That was good. They threw it well. Played it well. Vikings covered it well. Good football play all around. They're going to go for the 1-point extra point. They're going to kick it. Make it 17-7. Make it a 10-point game with 2:11 left to play. Vikings need to handle the kick and then take the time off the clock. Big Rapids has no timeouts left. There it is. Extra point's good.
Tavy Tovanian, for the first time of the night on the field, kicks it through the uprights.
Okay, so now on sideline,
Whitehall Vikings.
onside kick, correct? This is what they've been practicing summer.
Yeah.
They practice this stuff in the summertime.
Foster.
Here we go.
Now this is
A recovery from Whitehall seals the deal. No timeouts for Big Rapids. 2:11 to go in the fourth quarter of a district final.
well. A little bit. It perked them up a little bit.
Yep.
It reminded the Vikings that it's not over until that final gun. But like I said, good football teams have practiced onside kicks. And if they get a lucky bounce, well, that's one
Right.
thing. But they know how to handle this.
Here we go. But the Vikings, you got to think, also know how to handle this.
That's what I'm saying. That's who I'm talking
Okay.
about. Yeah, they've been here. This is something you practice, working out. Who is going to attack the ball? Who's supposed to be the one to get it?
For the game.
They're looking to the right side, the Vikings' left side, that is. But never know when they kick. Oh, when they kick it. Really
Recovered.
There it is.
And
Ball
Whitehall will enter victory formation.
I believe that was Hunter Osborne. You know, they had all the receivers and their running backs right on the front line. These guys are used to handling the ball. Well played. Stayed cool.
And the good seasons from the Big Rapids side are starting to be set.
Nine-game win streak, 9-1, number one in the district. At home.
Beautiful field. Beautiful field.
Yeah, it looks a lot prettier when they're winning.
Right. How about that scoreboard's going to turn off quickly after the game? First down. And Thompson takes a knee.
It's 2:05. So, again, Big Rapids, no timeouts left. 10-point lead, 17-7. The math doesn't work for Big Rapids right now. The math works well for Whitehall right now.
One knee down.
It'll be second and 16.
Down to 140. Clock is still ticking here. Again, Big Rapids, no timeouts. Some of the Big Rapids players are already shaking hands, congratulating some of the Vikings linemen.
Fake kneel pass
Whoop.
here.
There you go. Make sure you make the snap. That came down to his feet there.
Wouldn't that be brutal?
Ay, caramba. Minute 10.
And Whitehall, after losing last year in the district final, will make it back to regionals for the first time since 2022 and knock off the Cardinals.
This has got to be the lowest scoring game for both teams this year.
Yeah.
Vikings never
The final kneel sets
scored
in.
there. And again, the defense held the offense of the opposing team to single digits.
Great game between
Single digits. That tells you something about that defense all year long.
It's establishing that run in the second half that really sealed the deal for Whitehall. Defense stood still as they did in the first half. And those are two things that you add together. It's winning football.
Big turnover down into their own inside the 10-yard line. And there they are, teams meeting at the 50-yard line, congratulating each other as the gun just goes off. 17-7 is the final. Moving on to the regionals against
play.
one of the Christians.
Unity Christian or South Christian. And right now we have South Christian leading 29-28.
Wow.
South Christian the underdog in this, as Unity Christian, as you know, is the #1 team in Division 4. Final takeaways, Fred.
Whitehall played without one of their top offensive linemen. They played without Parker Mott, who they've been out for a long time.
Yep.
Played without Ryan Goodrich or Abram Stout. They played with all of their players. Look at this, Morning Star, Hunter Osborne, big game. Anderson, big game. Gavin Craner and Nate Betts.
I mean, you look at it,
Taken a
all
lot.
of those guys played a big role.
That's what I'm saying. This was a team victory.
And Ian Hansen stepping in. I mean, they didn't know for sure until today that Nash was going to be out. So stepping in on game day, and the Vikings.
Oh, look at them. They're doing the headstand on the end, in the end zone, copying the old play that Amon St. John.
Come on. The celebration begins in Whitehall.
A team victory. We can't stress that enough. A very team victory. All of the offensive linemen, all of the defensive linemen held the line. The trenches.
Yep.
It was a victory on the trenches on both sides.
As LeBron would say, against all odds.
Yes.
The Vikings are moving on.
You wanted to be a hero. You know, I would find it very difficult to find the player of the game here because there's
Honestly,
so many people incorporating. I mean, Hunter Osborne obviously scored 2 touchdowns and had really 2 big plays, you know.
And Thompson gets all the love, but it's mounted for.
He controlled it, though. He made some good passes, and he outplayed their quarterback, that's for sure. It was, I was impressed, as you say. You know, it's a team game, and it was definitely a team game tonight.
For sure.
17-7. I would not have put my last dollar on that bet.
So we getting a rematch of week 1, or?
South Christian's leading 29-28 in the fourth quarter. So we got a ball game. So there's that to sort out. But one thing we do know is for sure is Whitehall's moving on.
Now, where would they play that game?
The winners.
The winner of that team?
I believe so, yep.
Well, it's funny now. You've got to remember, Whitehall's won 2 road games in the playoffs. They've won 2 road games. That, you know, you gotta have a little bit of confidence in yourself to bring that macho stuff with you. You know, these fans were very well entertained. They almost packed the side of the stadium. Much smaller stands than obviously the home side here, but there's much more noise over there than there is in this very quiet, quickly departing Big Rapids Cardinals fans.
The second district in 3 years. The Vikings are moving on.
Are they holding the trophy up?
Yeah, I think that's it. There's a trophy. They're holding it up now. The trophy is home. It's going home. Tell me about your impressions on the coach.
Tony Sigmund. This game was his 11th playoff win, and he took over in 2014. The early 2000s for Whitehall wasn't anything special. Sigmund came in and kind of changed the culture. His first couple years were rough, like every head coach. I mean, you really have to change some things, some house cleaning, and he did that. He brought in some great coaches alongside of him: Keith Stratton, Kyle McGrew, Casey Heisinger, all those guys. You know, have really helped these guys.
Well, the idea that you can play without some of your key players means that you've got trust and you've let your backups play enough that they're not uncomfortable coming into these situations. You know, we talked about Ian Hansen. We talked about these guys who come in and sub. They played, that's the way I see it, they played as if they've been there all year long.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And that comes from practice where you make sure that everybody gets in on it. Everybody's not just not the starters, but everybody's getting some licks. That's a big thing. And I got to tell you, I'm surprised when I saw Big Rapids here in that last touchdown drive. They didn't have 2 or 3 automatic plays. You know, get the play, get back into the line, scrimmage, next play, boom. They kept waiting to get a next play from the sidelines.
Yep.
That took a lot of time off the clock for them. I don't want to say that's coaching. I'm just saying that's what happened.
Yeah. Well, from Fred Inglis stepping in on a big playoff game, and myself, Miles Welch, we will see you
1-0, baby.
Heck yeah.
Miles, you did it, buddy.